there's a little sea creature called the cuttlefish. And many people have heard of cuttle bone, which you might have in your bird cages at home. But this little creature, they get to be about 1 foot long, the average one, but yet some of them off the Australian coast get to be up to 3 feet long. But they're amazing because they have a skin that is completely different than anything other than things in their same family, which would be things like the squid or the octopus. They can change the color, the texture of their skin in like a split second. Just like that. I mean, their whole body can go from red to green, just like that. And they have these different types of little sacs. They call them pigment sacs, and with muscles around them. And these tiny little things, when the muscles contract, they squeeze the sac up in such a way that it turns a certain color like a little disc. So their body is just completely covered. They're called chromatophores, with these little discs, but they can make them appear in different colors. And then they have different types of color mechanisms. They have one, they're called iridophores, and those reflect light. So they're using the same types of reflection of light that perhaps a butterfly wing does when they reflect light and show the colors. And then they have others called leucophores, and the leucophores are the white ones, and they have little white dots all through them. So that some of the colors that they make, they're mixing different mechanisms to come up with the color they want. Incredible, just incredible. And they have emotions. They'll get angry. And when they get angry, they might turn red. They'll turn their whole body red, just boom, just like that, and they're red. And then maybe if they get fearful, they'll turn a green or a yellow, or they might just drop down to the ocean floor and turn the color of the sand. Or they might even have little papillae, little things that stick up on their skin, and they'll mimic a rock. Or sometimes they'll even mimic kelp, like they have these 8 tentacles here in front in their face, and they will move them to shape and turn them green, and they'll just float along with the kelp. They have what's called neutral buoyancy. These little animals can actually pump gas or water into their bone. And so if they want to hover in the water, they take a certain amount of water out of their bone or put a certain amount of air into their bone, and they can stay here. Or they can squirt the water into the bone and just drop down quickly. And they think, they actually can think, and they can see very well. Matter of fact, they have a pupil. It's like a W-shaped pupil. It almost looks like Batman when you see a picture of their pupil. And that pupil, they have binocular vision. This strange-looking little creature, and its eyes can focus in on one thing. Both eyes can focus together like we do as humans, and so they can spot their prey, and then they want to come up here and they want to kind of confuse their prey before they eat it. So some of these have the ability, it's like they turn on strobe lights on their head. And here comes these lights. It almost looks like the old movie theaters that had those lights that went all the way around. Here they go with these lights. And what they think they'd like to eat is looking at that thing, and it's, oh my, what is that? And it almost hypnotizes them. And they turn on all their mechanisms and start shining their lights. And what might this other thing be thinking that they want to eat? I mean, it looks like a UFO or a extraterrestrial or something just coming in there. It has 2 flaps of skin here on the sides of its head, and hidden under that are 2 long tentacles, but they're different. They're their feeding tentacles, and they blow them out like at a party. You get those little things you blow and it goes out. Well, that's what they do with these. They just blow them out and catch their prey, and it's just in an instant, whoop, and they get it and they bring it right back, and then the tentacles grab it, and then they can feed themselves. How does all that happen on what looks to be like this primitive creature? Can we, through evolutionary science, first of all, explain how this thing could do this? Where did it come from? Where is it going? Why does it have these abilities that it has? They think, and they see, and they come to conclusions about things, and they know how to stalk their prey, and they know when is the right time to turn on the lights, or to shoot out their tentacles that grab the food. They're making decisions. How can we explain that through mindless, random chance processes? I can't do it. Personally, I can't do it.